Have you ever reached into your closet for that one pair of pants, the ones you've worn for years because they always fit just right, only to find that you can't quite get them to button anymore? It is such a frustrating moment, and it usually happens when you feel like you're doing everything exactly as you always have. You might try to stretch the fabric or tell yourself the laundry must have shrunk them, but deep down, you know your shape is changing. It feels like, almost overnight, your body has decided to move every extra pound right to your middle. You're still eating your usual meals and staying active, yet your waistline seems to have a mind of its own. It's incredibly discouraging when the rules you followed for decades suddenly stop working. You look in the mirror and wonder, when did my stomach start feeling so heavy? And why does it feel like I'm losing my waist? I talk to so many women who feel a deep sense of betrayal by their own skin. You might find yourself tugging at your shirt to hide the bulge, or choosing baggy clothes just to feel a bit more comfortable in your own body. It is so easy to start blaming yourself, thinking you've become lazy or that you just need to try a much harder diet. You might even feel a little bit of guilt, like you're somehow failing at getting older. But I want to offer you a moment of real peace. This sudden change in your shape isn't a sign that you lack willpower, and it certainly isn't your fault. Your body is simply responding differently to the world than it used to. There is a very specific biological reason why your internal map for fat has shifted toward your center, and it has everything to do with a transition happening deep inside your cells. The good news is that once we understand why the rules have changed, we can start following a new set of steps that actually work for the body you have today. But why does this belly fat seem so much more stubborn than it was in your 30s? And what is the one simple shift in your daily routine that can finally help you feel like yourself again? Welcome back to the Vital Women podcast. I'm Dr. Aiko Tanaka, and I've spent my life exploring what really happens in the body after 50. I am so glad you've joined me today, because if you've been feeling frustrated by a middle that seems to grow no matter what you do, I want to tell you right now, you are not broken. I see this every day in my work. The annoyance of having to reach for stretchy waistbands or that heavy feeling of being puffy, even when you haven't changed a thing about your diet. I understand how it feels to look in the mirror and not recognize the person looking back at you. But I also know the science behind why your body is suddenly storing fat in your abdomen instead of your hips. We are moving away from those cold medical lectures and getting back to simple, real-world solutions that actually fit into your busy life. Today, we are going to walk through 7 specific reasons why belly fat appears after 40, and more importantly, how you can actually start to reverse it. We aren't just going to talk about eating less. I'm going to show you exactly how your internal chemistry has shifted and what you can do to support it. You'll learn how to quiet that metabolic noise so you can start feeling like the person you recognize in your favorite photos again. My promise to you is that by the end of this talk, you'll have a clear, easy plan to help your system find its balance using small, daily changes. Your body is simply responding differently to this stage of life, and I am going to help you give it the support it is asking for. I want to take a moment to look at why your body suddenly feels like it is playing by a different set of rules after 40. For most of your life, your system was very predictable. If you ate a bit more one weekend, you could usually balance it out by Monday. But now, it feels like every extra bite goes straight to your stomach and stays there, no matter how much you walk or how many salads you eat. What is actually happening is a major shift in how your body handles energy. For decades, your estrogen acted like a guide, directing fat to your hips and thighs. But as you move through your 40s and 50s, that guide starts to step away. Without that signal, your body begins to store fat in your abdomen instead. It isn't just the pinchable fat on the outside, it is the deep fat that settles around your internal organs, which doctors call central obesity. Here is a concrete fact that might surprise you. During this transition, your estrogen levels can drop by more than 50%. When this happens, your cells don't respond to insulin, the hormone that processes sugar, as well as they used to. Instead of burning that sugar for fuel, your body gets confused and packs it away as belly fat. This is why you might feel heavier or notice your waistline disappearing, even if the number on the scale hasn't moved much at all. At the same time, your metabolism is naturally slowing down because you are losing muscle mass. Muscle is what burns your calories, but as your hormones shift, your body has a harder time keeping that muscle strong. You are essentially trying to run your daily life with a smaller engine, which means more of what you eat ends up being stored rather than burned. It is so important to understand that you aren't doing anything wrong. You haven't suddenly become undisciplined. Your body is simply responding differently to the world than it did 10 years ago. Once we recognize that your internal energy map has changed, we can stop fighting against your system and start giving it the specific type of support it needs to find its balance again. You are just learning how to navigate a body that is working under a new set of biological rules. Before we move into the 7 specific ways you can start to turn this around, I want to take a moment to really check in with you. I know how heavy it feels when you're navigating these changes all by yourself. You might feel like you're the only person in your friend group or your office who is suddenly struggling to keep her waistline where it used to be. But I promise you, that is not the case. Most women over 40 and 50 are feeling these exact same shifts in their shape and their energy. I want us to start a real, honest conversation right here in our community. I'd like you to go to the comments or the message section right now and type the word balance if you've been feeling that strange puffy fullness in your middle lately. If you feel like your internal thermostat is glitching and you're tired of feeling uncomfortable in your own clothes, type the word steady. I read every single one of your stories because they help me understand exactly what you are going through. Are you finding that certain foods you used to love now leave you feeling heavy and bloated almost immediately? Or maybe you've noticed that your cravings for sugar have skyrocketed even when you've just finished a full meal. I'm asking because your body is sending you very specific signals. The more we share these experiences, the more we realize that this is a collective shift we are all navigating together. When you share what's happening in your day, it helps another woman realize she isn't losing her edge either. It builds a bridge of understanding that is so much warmer than a cold medical diagnosis. Think about the one thing that has been the hardest about your body changes this week. Was it the frustration of having to buy a larger size just to feel like you could breathe? Was it feeling a bit more self-conscious at work than you wanted to be? Whatever it is, put it out there. When we name these feelings, they lose their power over us. We stop seeing them as personal failures and start seeing them as signs that our system is simply asking for a different kind of support. I want this to be a place where you feel seen. I know that for many of us, The weight gain in our middle feels like a loss of control, but it is actually just a biological transition that requires a new set of tools. So let me know, what is your story lately? Are you struggling more with the physical discomfort, or is it the emotional toll of not recognizing yourself in the mirror? Your input is what keeps this show going and reminds me why I'm so passionate about finding these simple human solutions. We are moving away from the idea that you have to fix yourself and toward the idea that you are learning to support a body that is simply responding differently to the world. We're in this together. By sharing your journey, you're helping all of us navigate this new stage of life with a little more grace and a lot less guilt. Take a breath and remember, you are not broken. Your body is just asking for a new map, and I am here to help you draw it. To start our journey, let's talk about why we need to prioritize strength over those long, tiring cardio sessions if we want to see a change in our middle. Imagine your body is like a steady fire, but the wood you're using is getting smaller and smaller. That is exactly what happens when we naturally lose muscle after 40. You might notice your arms and legs feel a bit softer while your stomach feels heavier, and you may wonder why those daily long walks aren't trimming your waist like they used to. What's actually happening is that your metabolic engine is shrinking because your body has less hormonal support to stay firm. The downside of sticking only to walking is that your metabolism stays in low gear, making it easier for weight to settle around your center. A wonderful way to support yourself is to pick up some light weights or use your own body weight for just 20 minutes, a few times a week. This simple habit helps your body stay strong and capable of burning energy even while you rest. Your system is just asking for a different kind of movement to keep its spark alive, and you aren't losing. You're just fueling it differently. Moving forward, we have to look at the power of fiber to help settle the stomach and manage that midlife puffiness. Think of fiber as a gentle, natural broom that keeps your internal hallways clean and clear. Have you ever felt that heavy bloating right after a healthy meal and wondered why your waistline feels so much more stubborn lately? The reason is often that lower estrogen levels are slowing down your gut's natural rhythm. The pitfall of a low-fiber diet is that used hormones can sit in your system too long, leading to extra weight gain right in the midsection. A very easy step to take is adding a handful of berries, beans, or flax seeds to your plate every single day. This helps move those hormones out smoothly and keeps your energy on a steady, even line. Your body isn't failing you. It just needs a little more help to stay light and comfortable. Next, I want to share how managing your stress is actually a hidden key to reversing belly fat. I know that wired but tired feeling where your mind is racing even though your body is exhausted. Have you noticed that when life gets overwhelming, your stomach feels even tighter and your clothes feel more restrictive? This happens because stress triggers a hormone called cortisol, which specifically tells your body to store fat in your abdomen for protection. The trouble with chronic stress is that your internal alarm gets stuck in the on position, making it nearly impossible for your body to let go of that middle weight. A practical way to find balance is to spend just 5 minutes a day breathing deeply or sitting in a quiet, peaceful space. This signals to your brain that the emergency is over, allowing your system to relax its hold on that extra storage. This is not your fault. Your system is simply trying to protect you in a busy world. Following that, we need to focus on getting enough lean protein to keep your metabolism from stalling. Have you ever finished a full dinner and felt like you were still searching the kitchen for a snack just 10 minutes later? You might ask yourself why your hunger feels so much louder and why your belly fat won't budge. As we get older, our bodies actually need more protein to keep our metabolic house standing strong. Without enough of these building blocks, your system starts taking energy from your muscles, which slows your metabolism even further. To keep your foundation solid, try to include a serving of fish, chicken, or Greek yogurt with every meal. This helps you feel truly satisfied while keeping your internal engine running at its best. You are not losing your willpower. Your body is just asking for a more supportive foundation to stand on. Then it's time to look at how we can adjust our relationship with simple carbohydrates to protect our waistline. Imagine your body as a high-performance car that used to run on any fuel, but now the engine has become a bit more sensitive to sugar. Have you noticed that bread or pasta makes you feel sleepy and bloated almost immediately? This happens because your cells are responding differently to insulin, the hormone that manages your blood sugar. The downside of high-sugar foods now is that your body prefers to pack them away as deep belly fat rather than using them for energy. A better path is to swap out white bread and sweets for colorful vegetables or whole grains that digest slowly. It isn't about being strict. It's about choosing fuel that actually makes you feel vibrant instead of heavy. Your system is just asking for a cleaner mix, and you are more than capable of providing it. Coming to our next point, we must prioritize quality sleep to help reset the hormones that control your weight. Have you ever had a restless night and found yourself reaching for sugary snacks and feeling puffy all the next day? You might wonder why your self-control seems to vanish when you're tired. When you don't get enough rest, your hunger hormones get completely out of sync, making your brain crave quick energy fixes. The risk of running on empty is that your body holds on to belly fat as a backup power source because it didn't get to recharge. A helpful goal is to aim for 7 to 9 hours of rest in a cool, dark room. This gives your system the chance to reset its internal thermostat and start the day fresh. You are not broken. You just need a full night of peace to feel like yourself again. Finally, let's talk about why short bursts of movement can be a total game changer for shrinking your middle. Have you felt like you're spending forever on a treadmill but seeing absolutely no change in how your jeans fit? This is because short periods of effort followed by a quick rest are often much more effective at targeting deep belly fat after the 40. Think of it like waking up your metabolism with a quick tap instead of a long, exhausting push. The pitfall of doing only long, intense cardio is that it can actually raise those stress hormones that cause weight gain in the stomach. A great way to start is by walking fast for 1 minute, then slow for 1 minute, for just 15 minutes in total. It is a gentle but powerful way to help your body find its rhythm again. Your system is just looking for a new way to stay active, and you are doing a wonderful job giving it exactly what it needs. We have covered a lot of ground today, but if you take away just one thought from our time together, let it be this: the person you've always been hasn't disappeared, and you certainly haven't done anything to cause these shifts. Your system is simply responding differently to a new chapter, and it is asking you for a different kind of support. It is not your fault that your internal chemistry has found a new rhythm. It is a natural transition that we can navigate together with a little grace and the right information. By identifying these hidden signals, the sudden jitters, the confidence gaps, and the quiet worry, you are already taking the first step toward feeling like yourself again. You are giving your internal alarm a chance to settle and finding a pace that feels sustainable for you. If this conversation made you feel a little more understood today, please like this episode and subscribe so we can stay connected. I would love for you to leave a comment telling me which of these hidden signs felt the most familiar to you lately. And make sure to tune in next time, where we are going to explore the metabolism myth and why your usual workout might actually be making you feel more tired. You are capable, you are strong, and above all, you are not broken.